Yo, what's going on, guys? Today, I'll be showing you my CRL games. So I got in the top 16 in the Cal Cup, and my first opponent was actually Riley. I decided to go for a Pekka deck, and he decided to play Royal Hogs. By the way, guys, I wasn't able to commentate these games live, so we're just going to be watching these games back, and I'll be telling you my thought process. So basically, I was in a best of 3 duel against Riley. I just wanted to be unpredictable, so I decided to go in for a Pekka deck, Pekka Lightning. The reason I put Lightning in there is because it makes it quite a bit better against cycle decks compared to a traditional Pekka bridge spam deck. I went in for the aggressive Pekka, he wasted the piggies, so I knew he couldn't really punish us too much. I wasn't feeling too good about the matchup because piggies are pretty difficult for our deck, we don't really have too much splash at all. I didn't expect them though because they're quite bad against most of my cycle decks. His bomber was kind of unstoppable for us, I knew he had it in cycle, but I just couldn't really do much about it with the hand we had. Was hoping the baby dragon would get on the goblins, but it didn't. Oh, actually it did. A little bit late, but still did the job. Unfortunately, Pekka just got destroyed. And he went for the piggies, had to go for a Little Prince of an ability. I think Little Prince was pretty much our only way to stop the piggies, but if you press the Little Prince ability, you also do give them a free Evo Bomber lineup usually. Luckily, he didn't have it in cycle, so yeah, I was fine with that. And guys, here's the thing. Me and Riley both have the same coach right now in this competition, so our coach didn't help either of us. We had to make our own decks, or at least we were going to, but then Riley got Mohammad to help him make decks and also was coaching him on call during this match, and I was on call with one person, but they weren't really like making my decks or anything like that, so I was kind of just on my own. And I wasn't feeling too good about that because I'm not the best deck picker ever. I have a coach that usually makes me decks. And also there's another issue, it's that Mohammad lost the match right before this, so whoever lost between me and Riley would have to face Mohammad in the lower bracket. And if you lose twice in this competition, you're just out. So yeah, basically I'd have to face Mohammad twice if you think about it, because Mohammad was helping out Riley, so I'd have to face him here, then if I lost, I knew I'd have to face him after as well. I did get a pretty good Evo Knight here, but yeah, I knew he had the Evo Tesla in cycle, so good thing I didn't decide to pressure anymore. I had a really bad cycle though, I had no way to stop the Evo Bomber. I went for the Barbaro, but I think it came down a second too late. Yeah, but I don't know what I was supposed to really do there. Just such an awkward matchup. The thing is, most of my cycle decks beat Royal Hog, so it was just a really unexpected pick. I will say though, quite a good pick for him. He definitely picked well with that one. Thought I might have had something here, but the queen and everything just kind of shut it down. Kind of hard to spam much into a delivery either. Had to overcommit a lot here with the knight, baby dragon, Barbaro. And yeah, I couldn't really block the Evo Bomber. But I wasn't too worried. I mean, I was thinking I didn't have the best chance to win this best of 3 if I lose this first matchup, but I knew that I could still do something, so yeah. This Pekka deck is also a lot better in double and triple elixir compared to single, so I knew as the game progressed, I could have a bit of a better chance to do something. It's just that the Evo Tesla spam was so broken. If they cycle a lot of Teslas, they just get to their Evo Tesla whenever they need it for defense, when you make a big push, and you just can't really break through that thing. Lightning is very good in this matchup, but it's just hard to get a proper Lightning on everything. On the Tesla, on the Queen, you just have to pick which one you want to get it on. I got a really good Evo Knight here to tank for the Queen. Kind of blocked the ability a little bit. Got a very nice prediction Barbaro, but still, our Knight just got demolished anyways, and the Tesla pretty much always pulls the Ram Rider no matter how far away it is. Just had to set up for another Pekka push. He did go in for piggies right into the Pekka. Honestly, quite terrible piggies, but it was already pretty late in the game, so it didn't matter too much. Got a very good Knight to block. I knew he might go for the Bombers, so that was a very smart play by us there, but I just couldn't break through the Evo Tesla. I didn't even worry about it. I just set up for a whole new Pekka push right here. And then the Ram Rider in the corner. But yeah, there was just too much stuff. I couldn't really do much of anything. Had to Lightning, but then I knew I couldn't really break through the Evo Tesla after that. I was hoping maybe I could get an Evo Zap, but had to waste it on the Bomber instead, and he blocked our Pekka at the bridge. To be honest, I do think Riley had quite a hard counter in this match, but I will say he played well as well, so can't take any credit away from him with that. Got a pretty nice Little Prince ability, was just doing pretty much everything I could, but there's really just not a great way to break through. The thing is, Riley was maining pigs for quite some time, so he definitely knows how to play this deck, and just like that, I was down 0-1 against Riley. For game number 2, I was going to go for Goblin, Drill, Monk, or Golem, and I ultimately decided to go for Golem, but basically, there's this thing called the dual deck builder in the game, if you guys know what that is, in the deck slots area, if you click this certain button. So I selected the deck in there, and I just accepted the game. I thought I would go in with the deck, right? But no. I forgot to copy it in my normal deck slots, so I ended up playing just a random deck I had for ladder, and it had the Evo Zap in it, so I repeated a card, but in duels format you can't do that. If you repeat a card, you just get an instant loss. So at this point I already knew I lost to Riley. And yeah, there's not too much to say about it. I still wanted to play though, just to see what would happen here, see if I could still beat him. I had Hog Princess. Not a very good deck for competitive, but it is fun, so I still wanted to just have a fun time. I know a lot of people will say it's disappointing and whatever, but honestly I'm just happy to be here in the top 16, regardless of what happens. I think that's what people don't understand. They always say it's disappointing if things don't exactly go a certain player's way, but I feel like a lot of us are just happy to even be here in the first place. Only 16 players in the entire world can even get here, so that's pretty impressive in its own right. Just getting in here. He was forced to overcommit a bit on the Hog Rider. It was kind of funny that we were actually both tryharding in this match, even though it didn't really matter too much. And to be fair, I would have been very upset, I'm sure, if this repeat would have cost me, but I was going to play Golem, and Riley just had the biggest hard counter possible to it. I think Mohammad Light was just helping him a lot with recognizing when I might play a certain thing. It was kind of 50-50 though. I was like very much on the edge of playing a Goblin Drill Monk deck myself. Not exactly his deck, but with just Monk over Valkyrie and some other quicker cycle cards, which I definitely would have destroyed him with, but I'll be honest, I was gonna go for a Golem deck if I didn't accidentally repeat this Hog deck. Got a nice mini Pekka on the drill. I was actually kind of destroying Riley. I don't know how, because pretty sure he hard countered in this match, but I was just, you know, playing my game, still having a fun time. Also, the other issue is that he had the snowball, which I couldn't really deal with. Couldn't really stop it from always pushing off my troops from the drill or just killing our bats and whatever. Went for a zap here, and I think I tried to go for a Hog Rider, but it was like 1 second too late. I wasn't really paying too much attention to the game, to be honest. Was already thinking it was over for me. I just started the rocket cycle. Had to give Riley a bit of his own medicine. Yeah, and he just kept on spamming the Valkyries at the bridge, trying to get some tanks down for the drill. But the King Tower really did help out quite a bit in this matchup. And guys, here's what I was thinking during this match. It's not about the fact that I lost to Riley. Okay, it's not the best, you know, I wanted to beat Riley, you know, of course. But what was even more concerning was the fact that I knew that after this match, I would have to face Mohammad Light, a Clash Royale World Champion, and what most people consider to be, or who most people consider to be the best player ever. That's what was really on my mind. That's what I was really thinking about at this point. Somehow I was able to defend the Goblin Drill push and the Firecracker. I have no idea how. It was pretty even at this point. It was actually a really good match. We kind of just played it out for the content, to be honest. And, yeah, he just kept on spamming. I went for a Hog Rider. Somehow went in the opposite lane, though. So I thought that would cost me, but look what happens, though. Look what happens. It ended up actually working in my favor, I would say. Look, the Hog somehow got so much damage. Riley just ignored it completely. He just forgot that it was over there. So, got some very good damage. And in this matchup, I think going opposite lane is better. So, I didn't mind trying to start pushing towards the left side of the map. Went for the pre-Evo Zap, caught the guards. Perfect prediction by me. He snowballed nothing. I'm pretty sure he didn't need that. Got a very nice Princess on the tower. Dude, this is what Riley always does to everyone on ladder. He always goes for the bridge Princess spam, so it was so nice finally just doing it to him as well. Even though I knew I lost the game, I was still just having a great time. His Firecracker was so annoying though, man. Went for the Fire Spirit, and look, watch this. That killed everything. That was the most beautiful Fire Spirit of my life. Went in for the Hog Rider just to, you know, try to force out the Inferno Tower, guards, whatever. Actually, he wasted the guards, but you get the point. Just had to keep up the rocket cycle. Knew he might Fire Spirit, and he was able to get the bats, but luckily the mini Pekka ran up pretty quickly, so the Firecracker didn't really get any big shots on our tower. I just need to get the last rocket down. It was very close, but I was just barely able to hold off Riley, but unfortunately I lost the duel 0-2. Next up, I was up against Mohammad Light. I knew that either I would have to beat him or I would be eliminated from the tournament. Whoever lost between me and Mohammad Light would be eliminated from the tournament. I was kind of happy to face him though because he kind of destroyed me with Riley, so I wanted to see what I could do against him. Me and Mohammad Light did have the same coach for some of this competition, but he also does have another coach. I work with Alan, and Mohammad Light was a little bit too, but he also has his main coach, who is Julesy, and Julesy was there to help in this match, so I just decided to have Alan working with me, and he had Julesy working with him. I got a really good Pekka right at the bridge. Not really sure why Mohammad Light decided to go for that knight right there. I decided to go for Pekka again, game 1. Kind of risky, but I feel like I got a decent matchup. I don't know, I wasn't actually too happy about it, but I knew that I could definitely win and get some good lightnings to hopefully allow me to break through and stuff. He had a really bad goblin drill, not really sure why he did that. I know Riley was on call with him during this match, so I think Riley was probably just telling him to spam the drill that I was low elixir, but he didn't realize I had the barbarian barrel and cycle. But yeah, to be honest about that Riley match, big congrats to Riley, you know. He definitely did a great job so far this tournament. But man, I would have loved to just face him one-on-one without any outside help or anything like that. So I just had to take it out on Mohammad Light, you know. And yeah, of course I wasn't too disappointed about the repeat because I knew that if I played Golem, I would have just got destroyed by Riley's deck. He had Inferno Tower, Firecracker, Poison. There's zero chance a Golem deck would have won there. So either way, if I didn't repeat, I would have definitely lost either way. Mohammad Light misplaced the Tesla or just miscalculated. He didn't actually get it to kill our little prince, which was very good for me. I went for the baby dragon, just trying to take it off the board and kind of bother him since he had no executioner. No real air card in cycle to stop the baby dragon. Went for the Ram Rider too. I was just doing a really good job of paying attention to his cycle and what counters he had for all of my different cards. I knew this wouldn't really break through at all, but it was still nice to force out the drill and all of that other stuff. And I think the baby dragon did bleach the tower one time, or belch at the tower, whatever you call it. I don't really agree with Mohammad Light cycling the executioners like that. I feel like he was kind of just giving me free Pekka value. But I knew I had to be very careful of a potential Evo Bomber. That's what I was really getting ready for at all times. And he actually completely messed up the tornado. He completely failed the tornado. Didn't kill the little prince, but unfortunately for me, the Evo Bomber kind of bailed him out there, and I couldn't really push into an Evo Tesla. That's the issue. When you face an Evo Tesla deck, you just have to let it die and try to make a whole new push. You can't really ever push into it. I was able to get a really good knight to bridge block his knight, so then the Goblin Drill had nothing to tank for it. If they have nothing to tank for the drill, it doesn't really do anything against our deck since the Barbaro can counter it pretty easily. Not really sure why he went for the Bomber at the bridge like that. May have been, I don't know, like a misclick, mistake, wrong card, I don't know. I was actually in a pretty good spot here. I saw a lot of people saying that this matchup was good for Goblin Drill, but I was feeling pretty good, so I knew I had a good chance to win. I was just kind of controlling the game for most of the time, and I knew I just had to pretty much try to lightning cycle and not take drill damage. I mean, my biggest issue here was the Evo Bomber, and he got a really good Evo Bomber lineup on our tower, but Little Prince was still charged up, so we actually only took, I think, one Evo Bomber hit from him. Could have been way worse. Got a very nice knight there to force out his knight. I didn't want to Pekka in the back because it can be a little bit awkward sometimes. And good thing I didn't, because then I was able to get a very nice high Pekka to bridge block. Got a Barbaro. The drill only usually ever gets one hit, or sometimes 0, I think, if you time it perfectly. Just not really worth trying it in competitive play under high pressure. Went for the lightning here. I knew I just had to lightning cycle. That's really all I was trying to do. And got a beautiful ability on the guards. Little Prince stayed alive with 1 HP. And he completely wasted the Evo Bomber on nothing. So here I just went for the Evo Knight. And he got a really good NATO, I thought. I thought he did. But he completely wasted that. And he pretty much ruined his opportunity. If he got the Evo Bomber on tower there, that was going to be just a crazy amount of damage for him and would have just won him the game. Got a very nice Evo Zap. Mohammad Light wasn't expecting the Evo Zap, so he didn't Tesla. And my Ram Rider was able to get on tower. And at this point, I pretty much knew I won, unless something absurd happened with some crazy Evo Bomber. I just went for the Pekka right at the bridge just to block the lane. I knew it wouldn't break through, but I just wanted to completely clog the lane and give him 0 chance to get a lucky Evo Bomber lineup somehow on the tower. Went for the Little Prince way up high, and I knew at this point that I had Mohammad Light. Honestly, I probably had a good matchup, but I wouldn't say it's very good. I would say just okay. A little bit in my favor, but really either player could win. I do apologize if I haven't been commentating too well. I'm just a bit tired, to be honest. It was a long day, but definitely a good day. So next up I decided to go for Hog, and basically what my coach's philosophy was here is that, okay, either he's going to run a lightning deck and my Inferno Tower won't get much value, but my Barbs will get a ton of value. Or he could also run a Fireball deck, and if he does that, then the Barbs won't get much value, but the Inferno Tower will. We were kind of expecting him to run some type of beatdown deck. When I saw the Valkyrie and Bowler, I thought it would be an E-Giant deck, which would be a pretty good matchup, I would say. And if you guys notice, I didn't actually have Hog Earthquake, I had a Hog Poison deck instead. My coach was just that confident that he wouldn't run any type of building deck, I guess. Doesn't really matter much though, you can see the bats fully counter the Hog Rider with the Dagger Duchess. Hog just gets very bad interactions against Duchess, so even though I knew I probably got some type of good matchup here, I still wasn't feeling super good because I knew that it's very easily losable. And also the Bowler was very annoying. I knew the Bowler would be annoying for our deck, but we didn't really have any good way to stop it or any good response to it, except the Firecracker. Went for the Ice Golem just to protect it a bit. I thought he might have a Giant Graveyard deck, but I wasn't 100% sure. I knew it could either be Giant Beatdown or Giant Graveyard. Just wanted to play it a bit slow and see. I knew he might Lightning, yeah, because I knew if he had a Giant Beatdown deck, he'd have Lightning, but I feel like that was honestly not the best Lightning for him, and I have no idea what that little Prince was for Mohammad Light. I could have played the Log there, but I didn't think the Giant would get that hit, and I knew he had like no Elixir here to stop our Hog Rider. But here's the issue. A full-on Hog Rider only gets 2 hits against Duchess if they have their King Tower up, which is pretty sad. Got some really good Goblins, forcing out a whole Valkyrie out of Mohammad Light. Also, one other thing about the Hog deck is that our cycle is pretty slow, so we can definitely just struggle to get damage sometimes and struggle to cycle to the stuff we need, even though we have pretty much all the answers we need to Mohammad Light's deck. I went very aggressive with the Hog Rider. I wasn't really worried about defense, just wanted to get damage myself, and I was able to do that. Just went for the Inferno Tower way up high. Got a beautiful poison value. I think Mohammad Light didn't even realize that I had poison. And man, that Inferno Tower was just insane. I went for it way up high to try to avoid any potential lightning, and it just got so much value, killing the Bowler, killing the Giant, killing everything. I don't know why Mohammad Light went for that Evo Valkyrie. Honestly, it was quite a terrible Valkyrie. I thought Inferno Tower would kill it, but he did go for the arrows, which did help him out a little bit. Kind of just had to Hog Rider here to cycle. You can see the cycle does get a little bit awkward with these heavier type of Hog decks. Got some free Evo Barbs here, but I couldn't really kill the Evo Bats at all. I knew he might Little Prince ability, so I had to conserve my Elixir, went for the late Goblins, and then just tried to get the Firecracker down. I don't know why he wasted the arrows on the Goblins instead of my Firecracker, but I was pretty happy when I saw that. I knew I should be fine. Firecracker shot nothing, but that's all good. Yeah, I was just playing slow at this point. I was already up a lot of damage. I knew if I won this match, I would clean sweep a Clash Royale World Champion. So yeah. Had a pretty bad cycle once again. Couldn't really do anything, so just had to kind of sacrifice the Rileys right into the Bowler. Got a really good poison once again. And he actually didn't hit the lightning on the Firecracker. I knew the Firecracker would push itself a bit so he wouldn't be able to hit everything. He somehow got one more Giant hit. I could have logged once again, but honestly, I just didn't expect that to get the hit there. And I wasn't too worried about it. I knew we were still up in damage either way, so I wasn't stressing out or anything. I was really hoping the Inferno Tower would pull the Giant here. And luckily it was able to, and the Giant actually pushed the Bowler in front of it. And I knew he might go for the late Lightning, so I had my Barbs ready. And I did go for them. Wasn't that good of a Lightning for him. He got tower damage, but he got just no damage with his Giant. Had to go in for the Hog Rider. I knew I needed some more Hog hits to actually secure the game. Otherwise, he would just Lightning cycle me. His ability just did not do much against my Hog Rider. Got one hit, which was really all that I wanted to get out of that. I was just getting very, I don't know, just very ready to defend whatever he might throw at me, because I knew at this point this is where something bad could happen, because in triple elixir in this type of matchup, that's really where things can go wrong when they get a huge double lane push and everything else going for them. Got a really nice double Firecracker. I feel like the main issue for Mohammad was the fact that he had no way to kill the Evo Firecracker. He had arrows for the normal Firecracker, but no way to kill the Evo Firecracker. Only lightning, but then he couldn't lightning the Inferno Tower, and then he couldn't really break through. Yeah, so we were thinking that, you know, Barbs would be very good if we ran into a lightning deck, and Inferno Tower would be very good if we ran into a fireball deck. And we got a lightning deck, so Barbs just completely carried, and I swept a Clash Royale World Champion, and we're going to see how I do tomorrow, guys. I'm going to play again tomorrow, and maybe the day after. massive thank you to everyone supporting me, and make sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my CRL journey. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!